shaky, but it's okay. Let's roll, baby. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's gonna be the one.
Let's go.
Third time's the charm. Yo, welcome back to the Reps That Count podcast. We are your hosts. I am Valentz.
And I'm Adam. And the reps that count are the moments in life that we should be paying attention to. It is the challenges and triumphs of everyday life that makes us more resilient and makes a beautiful life. And today we're talking about masculinity.
Yes, we are. See, that was a good take right there.
Way better.
Know what I mean? See,
it
was the universe knew we could do better. All right, so before we get into the topic, Adam, we have to do our question of the day.
Yes.
Question of the day. Adam, what is something that you've done in the past week that you are proud of?
I started therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know last episode you celebrated finding
Yep.
a therapist, and then you had your initial session. How'd that go?
Ooh.
That good, huh?
There's a lot there.
Okay.
There's a lot there. And this isn't my first rodeo, but this guy took a little bit of a different approach.
Oh, really?
And he kind of like did the whole therapist voice thing in the beginning, which I didn't care for.
Okay.
So I was
like you tense a little bit.
Like,
okay.
I feel like you're therapizing me right now. But he hit some spots, man, and we went deep, and probably cried for half of it.
For real?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. It was more like I've never really closed that dad chapter, so it was a lot of that. And then that we've discussed how that's presented in other areas of my life. So it's some before we even move on to anything else, I need to grieve, and I need to do that whole thing. So yeah.
Damn, you got your money's worth on day one.
Fuck, dude. Got homework. I was like, damn. Bro.
Oh, the homework. You gotta write something, huh? Yeah. Nothing's always writing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna write this, and then we're gonna like read it, and then we're gonna like tear it up or burn it, and then let it be in the past. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. Actually, that's why I stopped going to one of my therapists. But for real, she was like, yo, I need you to write a letter. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then she's like, well, until you write the letter, like, you know what I mean? We can't continue. I say, well, shit.
See you later. I haven't started yet. It's man. One, because we're doing the open, and this every minute of my day is taken up at this point. But it's gonna...
You're probably going to do it like 30 minutes before your next session.
No, I want to.
Yeah,
I can't wait to, but it's gonna be long, bro.
Damn.
It's gonna be long.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
How about you?
Well, actually, the thing that I'm proud of, like I haven't even really done yet. I'm on the way to do it after this, but I'm gonna go read to my kids' class at daycare.
I think that's the dopest shit ever, and I'm really mad they haven't asked me to do that yet.
Yeah, it's like read around America or read around the world week or month or something, and like there's just like a sign up for parents.
I would love that,
bro. It's dope, and yeah, I'm excited to just go and just sit there and just.
Are you going to freestyle?
Nah, I'm just gonna read. Like I'm gonna try to make it interactive for the kids.
Interactive.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't really have a plan. I just know like when I get in there, I'm gonna make something happen. I don't feel nervous because I'm reading to a bunch of people who don't know how to read.
That's great.
So it's like, if I stumble, you know what I mean? It's okay. Like we're just gonna.
My son's new favorite book that I gotta read to him every night since Halloween is It's a Halloween Night in Florida.
Oh God.
And it is the wildest book, bro. It is the most Florida book ever.
Duh. Like my kid, he likes weird books. See, like he has like a construction book. I'm like, yo, I don't even like reading this book, but like he'll just be like, all right, construction. I'm like, all right, cool. Read construction. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That's amazing.
And I am super excited. So yeah. So that is the question of the week. You guys should participate in any way you can. Write it down, put it in the comment section, send us a message, let us know, what you've done. And I think both of our things that we're like proud of is actually like ties in to the topic of the day with masculinity, because like in my case, I'm the only guy that I know of that signed up to go and read. Like, I'm the only dad. Yeah, it was just like a bunch of moms that I saw, unless somebody signed up after I did, but I took like the last slot. So yeah, so that's cool.
This podcast could be hours long.
Yeah.
So I know we got to keep it short, but there's so much here.
Yeah.
Specifically, we should define what masculinity is. So what is masculinity to you?
All right. So the definition, I'm just gonna read the definition.
Yeah.
The definition of masculinity basically is qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys, and they have examples like handsome, muscled, and driven. That's what I found online. That's the definition of masculinity. So
characteristics of men or boys.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with personalities. It has nothing to do with, or does it?
It does. So the other thing is, like, when it comes to masculinity, it also depends on like your culture.
Yes.
So sure. like your characteristics and like everything, like it depends on the culture and like the people around you and like what they expect, quote unquote, a man to be.
Yeah.
So that's like how we get into like deeper into masculinity. It's like, you know, like in certain areas of the world, men do certain things and then women do other things. Mm-hmm. And then, so it's just, again, it all depends on where you're from and how you're raised, and like even in religion and stuff like that. Like it's all different. Yeah. And yeah, and I think when it comes to like we're gonna talk about like the toxicity mm-hmm. of it. Like I think that's where it comes from. It's just when different parts of the world start meshing together and like there's a misunderstanding of cultures, like that's when, like, you know, a man from like the eastern region will go to the west and it's like he's acting like what he knows, but then like to the other people it's like, yo, that's just toxic. But it's like, no, this is how I was raised, this is what I know, this is what my father taught me to do.
Well, I think yes and no, because even older westernized culture was very male driven, almost in a toxic sense, like women not having the right to vote and not, you know, so that wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't. It absolutely was not. But again, it's all just like being able to make that change, right? Yeah. And like accepting the change. Oh, yeah. That's where I believe the whole toxic masculinity vibe comes from. Yeah. Where it's just like the world is trying to change, and then some people are just like, we don't know how to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, if one thing is all you know, then it's hard to change. To be open-minded to the change. Mm-hmm. I think that it's weird because it just depends on, even in the States where I go to or where I visit or where I live at, masculinity is very different. Mm-hmm. Like New York, it's so diverse and individuality is so celebrated that there isn't not one version of being masculine. There is guys that go and they get their nails done. Yeah. That's okay. And like there's you go to spas and you do this and you take care of yourself. And that's still considered masculine in a sense, where there's other places that I lived at that's not cool. You know, that's not acceptable and that's not cool. And it's viewed differently. So I think even in the States where you live in, if it's a very progressive city, there's just so many different versions of being masculine.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to get my nails done, and
Yeah.
like, I like it though.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
Yeah, why
you know what
not?
I mean? Like why not? Because I don't know. I don't like having like dirty fingernails.
Yeah.
For real. Like I mean, I don't hate it. Like if I'm like working on my car or something, I'm alright, cool.
Yeah.
But like I don't mind getting it just trimmed up and like, you know, getting the cuticles cleaned up a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah, man. But I think ultimately when it comes to masculinity, you just have to be okay with who you are. Like it really comes down to like being confident, not in like an arrogant way, but just being like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is like how I want to live my life. And then just like finding other people that's okay with that, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like you can't expect everybody to be okay with how you're how you're living and the type of person that you are.
Yes.
So
I think people get it confused where or guys get it confused where they think masculinity is carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, where it's not that, man. Like that is crushing you. Not being able to be open because you feel like you need to man up and just keep it all to yourself. I think that's why suicide rates are so high. I'll read a little statistic, but in the United States, 35,000 men die by suicide each year, which is 1 every 15 minutes. And I think it's because men don't like to open up, and then they just keep bottling stuff up, and then they feel like they have nowhere to turn to, and they feel like they have to be the breadwinner, and they have to be the one to support their family, and they have to go to this job that they hate, and they have to, you know, it's just so much, and they find no joy in life. Yeah. And that shit sucks, but they think it's masculine. Like that's what they have to do. That's the role that they have to play, and it's not.
Yeah. But again, like this whole idea of men opening up is something that's new.
Yeah.
Like it's something that's relatively new. Like this, like us having this conversation is something that's new, right? Like this is the type of stuff that would only happen at barbershops, like where, you know, you would just be able to just openly say what you feel. But like even that now is like that's kind of going away, where like people don't really sit in barbershops and just have open conversations. A lot of people are just scared to even talk now openly, right? Like to really say what they need to say, because when it comes to having conversations, not a lot of people want to understand the other side, right? It's all about just arguing, right? But like it's just it was normal for the guy to be the breadwinner for a long time. It was normal to not talk about anything. You just had to be tough. You just go to work, get the money, take care of the family until you die.
Until you die.
Until you die. And that's it. But now it's like men are like, you know what? Let me try to enjoy this a little bit. Like it's not that serious.
Yep.
It's not that serious. But on the other side, there's still like women who have not accepted that. Right? There's still some women who still expect the men to be the breadwinner, the men to take care of them and just go to work and like they don't have to do anything. But in the same token, those same women are like they want to be independent also. There's like they want half the change. It's like, yeah, I want to be free, but I also like I want a modern relationship but with traditional benefits.
Wow, that was very well put.
Yes.
Very well put.
Which doesn't make sense. Like, I think we all just have to learn to change and just be like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah, I think there has to be an agreement when you're in a relationship. It's like, these are the roles and not the rules, but these are the roles that we're all playing. These are all the hats that we're wearing, or these are all the hats that our family needs.
Yeah, this is what is needed. This is the mission.
Yeah, this is the mission. You take this, I take this. And some of it could be that one person is making all the money because that just makes the most sense for their family at that point, right? Because daycare is expensive.
Oh, daycare is like, staying home with the kid, that's like a whole nother, like you could go to work or you could just stay home with the kid if you make the same amount of money, like, essentially.
Yeah.
So
So I get it. It just has to. I think roles do have to be divided, or else there is it when it's gray area. That's when you have arguments for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Masculinity. I did want to talk about masculinity when it comes to raising kids.
Okay.
Because I that could be tough, right? You want, especially we have boys.
Oh yeah. I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
So you want your son to be strong,
Mm-hmm.
but I think some people push that too much. Where it's like, no, boys don't cry, or boy, you know, like where you're setting them up to think that they can't have emotions, which everyone can do whatever they want with their kids, but it's okay for kids to feel a certain way. Or like boys can't play with girl toys.
Mm-hmm.
My son's favorite toy is this Little Mermaid toy. He doesn't know anything different, you know. He's not looking at it like it's a girl toy. He likes this toy, little fish, you know, like mermaid thing. But I've seen other people like, no, you can't play with that toy. So it's like, man, I don't know. I think we need to do a little bit better as men when raising our sons, so that they don't think that they have to act a very specific way to be manly. Yeah.
I'm with you where like it's a very tough thing. Like it's very tough because like I was raised like my life wasn't easy, right? But because of that, and like I could handle life more, like in my adult life. Like it's like whenever there's like any obstacles, I could handle it. And I think I was having this thought yesterday. I'm like, yo, like I don't want my son's life to be too easy. Yeah. Because like you have to be resilient. So I'm trying to find the balance of like, okay, like allowing him to have emotions and stuff, and like, you know, giving him the things he needs, but also allowing him to learn how to be resilient. And the only thing I thought about that could help with that is like sports. Like that's the only thought. I was like, okay, like if I could get him into some sports where he's like hitting a wall or hitting a plateau, and like I could talk to him and like, hey, you know, you can't just give up. And I do it now where like if he's trying to do something and he's like, it's too hard and he tries to give up, like I give him like a hand. Yeah. Like I don't do it for him. Like I literally like, all right, let me hold this part for you and you do it. And then after he does it, I'm like, see, like you don't give up. If you need help, ask for help, but don't quit. Like you don't have to quit. And that's something that I've been trying to like push on him, even though he's, you know, young, but it's a struggle. Again, like I'm like, yo, how am I gonna navigate with like not making my son like too soft, but also allowing him to know that he can enjoy life.
I'm dealing with the same thing right now. It's like, and it's constant. Like it is a constant thing that comes up because, you want to. This is your baby. You want to do everything for this kid, but I recently just stopped doing things for him. Like we were feeding them. We were doing everything. Yeah. And it's like that's not the way that they learn. They learn by doing. So
100%.
Yeah. So I'm trying to fight that battle right now, and yeah, I think it's something that we're always gonna feel. I think as parents. Are we doing the right thing?
Oh, yeah. From day one. Yeah. From day one, it's like, damn, am I messing up? Should I have done this? Like, did I make the right choice? Did I say the right things? Am I delivering it properly? Like, from day one, it's just, oh, my God. But I could say I think I'm doing a decent, pretty good job right now. But you're right. Like, allowing him to be independent.
Yep.
So like I do the thing of like just giving choices, and it's also really hard because my kid doesn't ask for unreasonable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, why don't you give me the opportunity to say no? Like,
hey, you're raising a good boy, man.
God, I'm like, okay, like, you know, he'll just ask for something simple. I'm like, yeah, like, sure. I'm not gonna say no just because. Yeah. Like, you want to listen to trolls? All right, cool. I'm not listening to nothing. Hey, now let's listen to trolls again. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of tough, but I think, you know, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think I know how to tie this into fitness.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
Not nutrition, but fitness. I think CrossFit does a good job and weightlifting, of breaking the stereotype of high intensity lifting weights, you know, just doing your damn thing is just a masculine thing. Mm-hmm. Where other girls that don't really do CrossFit or weightlifting, they'd look at what these girls are doing, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, like, and these girls are having a blast, and they're strong, and they're not fucking bulky, bro. They're, you know, they're in really good shape, except for girls in the games. They're pretty jacked. But I think CrossFit does a good job of breaking that stereotype. This gym has stronger girls than it does guys.
I think I told you this already.
Oh, yeah.
I told you weightlifting is a female sport. Like, it's not, like, I wasn't joking when I said that. I was 100% serious.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's not, like, it's not an over exaggeration or anything. Like, I think at this point, just eyeball, like, I think it's like a 3-1, like, females in the sport compared to men.
3-1.
That's what I would say.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
But it's really cool though. And
do you think it comes easier to girls because of like a mobility thing? Because most guys I know aren't fucking mobile, dude.
Yeah, but no, I think it's newer for women. Right? Like, this is like, for a while, like in like USA